Imagine this. You're sitting alone after a fight. Your chest still feels heavy, your pulse racing, and your mind replaying the same words over and over again. What she said, what he did, how they disrespected you. And inside, a storm is raging. You want to scream. You want to break something. You want to show them they were wrong. But then, silence. After the storm passes, you're left with the same thought every man has had at least once in his life. Why did I let them get to me like that? Anger, the fire that consumes us from the inside. It promises power, but it leaves us weak. It feels like control, but it steals every ounce of control we have. The Stoics knew this better than anyone. Seneca once wrote that, "Anger, if not restrained, is often more harmful to us than the injury that provokes it." And today, more than 2,000 years later, we still haven't learned. But what if you could? What if there were a way to master anger so completely that no insult, no betrayal, no disrespect could shake your calm? That's what this video is about. 6 Stoic rules to destroy anger and to stay unshaken. The first truth you must understand is this. Anger is a choice, not a reflex. When someone cuts you off in traffic, when your partner says something cruel, when a friend betrays you, it feels automatic to flare up. But between the spark and the fire, there is a space, a pause. Epictetus said, "People are not disturbed by things, but by the views they take of them." The insult itself does not burn you. The betrayal does not set you on fire. It is the meaning you attach to it that ignites the blaze. So, the first rule is simple. Delay your reaction. When the storm rises inside, do not answer immediately. Do not give your fire oxygen. A man who waits even a moment before speaking or acting has already separated himself from his anger. In that pause, you reclaim your power. The second rule, see the insult for what it really is, weakness in the other. The Stoics taught that no man truly wise would seek to provoke another. If someone disrespects you, it is not a reflection of your worth, but of their lack of discipline. Seneca wrote, "An insult is only as harmful as the value we place upon it." When you recognize that an angry man is simply untrained, that a cruel woman is simply wounded, you see the truth. Their behavior says more about their chains than about your freedom. So instead of asking, "How dare they?" ask, "What pain drives them?" This shift alone destroys anger, because it's hard to be consumed by rage at someone you understand. The third rule, remember your own flaws before judging theirs. We demand perfection from others while excusing our own lapses. But Marcus Aurelius reminded himself every morning, the wrongdoer does wrong to himself. He makes himself worse. The moment you hold the mirror up, you see, you too have lied. You too have disappointed. You too have lashed out. And if you can forgive yourself, then what excuse do you have not to forgive them? Anger feeds on superiority, the belief that you deserve better treatment. Humility starves it. The fourth rule is, choose reason over rage. Anger feels like strength, but it clouds judgment. A Stoic sees that true strength is not in shouting louder, but in speaking wiser. It's not in striking back, but in knowing when to walk away. Epictetus taught, any person capable of angering you becomes your master. Think about that. Every time you lose control, you hand your power to someone else. You become their puppet. The cure: train yourself to respond not with emotion, but with reason. Instead of reacting, reflect. Instead of shouting, ask questions. Instead of fighting fire with fire, put the flames out with water. The man who chooses reason over rage always wins, not because he destroys the other, but because he remains whole. The fifth rule: practice perspective. Anger is born of exaggeration. We tell ourselves, "This is the worst thing ever. I can't believe this happened." But Marcus Aurelius advised, "When you are offended at any man's fault, turn to yourself and reflect how many times you have erred." And he would remind himself that soon both the offender and the offended will be gone, dust in the earth, forgotten by time. Ask yourself, will this matter in a day, in a month, in a year? Most anger dissolves under the weight of perspective. The things that keep you awake at night now will be irrelevant in the grand sweep of time. Why poison your present with what the future will erase? The sixth and final rule: turn anger into fuel. The Stoics never said we must suppress our fire completely. Instead, they taught us to redirect it. Anger is energy, destructive if uncontrolled, but powerful if harnessed. When wronged, you can burn in bitterness, or you can burn it into discipline. Channel the sting of betrayal into training harder, building stronger, living better. Let the insult push you toward mastery. The Stoic does not waste energy on revenge. He builds himself into a fortress so strong that no insult can breach his walls. Now pause, breathe. Think back to the last time anger took hold of you. The heat in your chest, the restless thoughts, the urge to lash out. Did it make you stronger or weaker? Did it bring clarity or confusion? Did it solve the problem or only create new wounds? Every man learns, sooner or later, that anger punishes us more than it punishes the one who wronged us. We pay for it twice, first in the injury, then in the fire we feed inside ourselves. It drains our strength, steals our focus, and leaves us emptier than before. But when you begin to live by these 6 Stoic rules, you discover something few men ever will. Calm is not weakness. Calm is power. Calm is the discipline to remain unshaken while the world around you burns. Because the man who cannot be provoked cannot be broken. So I'll leave you with this. The next time someone tries to light a fire in your chest, remember, you are the one holding the match. They cannot burn you unless you hand them the flame. Stay calm, stay disciplined, stay unshaken, because the world does not need another man who loses himself in rage. It needs men who can carry storms in silence, who can stand steady while others fall apart. If this message spoke to you, share your own battles with anger in the comments. Let your story remind another man that he's not alone in the struggle.